Here's the broken pine from Randall's son's house. It's fallen parallel to this fence. I've temporarily got the butt tied off above where it broke. It's only 4 feet from the fence. You can see the lichens. This part of the tree is dead below the rope. So I got it above what looks like the dead part. It still has green up in the top, and it is being suspended by this oak, which looks like it's in the neighbor's yard. The top of the oak broke off. There is a crotch below the break where I've got the green line running to support the top for now. But that one, apparently, there's a major branch there. Lead goes out, and right there seems to be where it's supporting the weight of the pine tree. The pine tree, this particular support pine is 2, 3, 5, about 15 feet from the fence. This pine may be doing some support of the top. It's certainly a little bit intermeshed, entangled. Most of the weight support, I think, is happening on that lead coming out of the oak tree. Some entanglement there. And I see possibly a couple of options. Option A, to minimize damage to the fence, ideally we could, about where I've got it tied off in the base, put another good strong rope there and either suspend that base out of a big pine behind it, which is a neighbor's tree, or put a block up here and suspend the base, pull it towards the top of this other oak. If we pull weight over towards the house and up, we could secure that base in. If we also put a block from the support line from right here, where the pine is basically touching the oak, and put it over to this oak, we could support the middle of the tree off this oak. Potentially, we could put a third block up in the top of this pine to support the top. We'd have 3 bases of support. We should be able to, I think, pull it with the truck maybe straight out towards the backyard. I assume that's probably the septic tank in here, so we'd have to be back past it. We'd have to figure that out. Later, maybe bring a chipper up through here if we need to on the high side. But for getting the tree down, that option A is to support it at both ends and the middle, pull it back out here towards the yard, and it would be basically suspended off of 3 ropes, and then we could lower it and cut it up as we needed to. Option B would be the least expensive, but potentially have some damage, is to just put a rope right here in the center and go out to the truck with it. We could even have the truck outside the fence, I guess. This is a double gate, it looks like there. And pull it. Let it free fall. And this pine here will limit how far it can come into the yard. It will certainly probably break a few limbs off of that pine since it's meshed in it, but it may just fall right through here. Maybe break a few of these oak limbs out of the small oaks, but they may actually keep it from breaking the fence. It may support it up enough to do that. It'll still be a pretty bad entanglement, but it might save the fence with this option B just by pulling the tree and letting it fall and sorting it out after that. Option C is I go up this pine and try to get over to the broken tree, take some of the limbs out as I get to it, but mainly put a belay line in the top of that tree and have the top belayed off of either this pine, probably this pine, and that way when we pull the whole spar, the whole trunk over to let it drop, that top being supported may either break and be held up there and we would lower it later. That would keep that piece secure from getting into the fence. Might help keep it out of these other smaller trees too. So that would be option C, is to put a belay rope in the top and belay the top off another tree and then pull the spar, and if it doesn't, we'd have to have a belay line also, I think, in the top of the spar where we expect it might break anyway. That would help control that top when we drop the spar, pull it out and let it fall. And this is a once over of the work area. He's already done some work with apparently where the limbs broke out of that oak top. It dropped it. It looked like he just dropped it in the perfect spot without breaking anything. One thing to be aware of is this small pine that's under the tree that's going to take a little bit of pressure when we drop that other spar. It's got some really bad cat face in here. And apparently it's already had a lean in that direction towards the fence before. Still can't tell how much weight is actually in that little pine.